Listen up, Cluckheads.
You're listening to Whiskey and Whine
With Rooster and
The Madman, where we talk about common sense, current events,
the Constitution and
morals, while comparing drinks of yesteryear to drinks of today.
so sit back, relax, leave us a comment.
Here comes Whiskey and Whine.
Yeah, so anyway, I was looking more into the whole Brittany Griner and the WNBA and the Russian thing.
Yeah.
And really, I'm impressed. I mean, I should congratulate her. She's 5 months drug free.
I mean,
I guess it's one way to sobriety.
Hey, I mean that's.
and we're recording. I can't even with you two.
Well, okay, well, welcome back, Cluckheads, except for Brittany Griner.
You know who
She's
we are.
clucking
You know what we do. Current events, common sense,
Yeah,
Constitution,
man.
and morals.
I try, guys. I really do.
Well, maybe they'll let her listen to.
I don't know.
Russian jail.
I do find it funny that she's like 6'9" or something like that. Whenever they're transporting her, they put her in a 5 foot holding.
Well, that's like the average height, I think, of a Russian, anyway. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it is what it is.
So,
But anyway, all right. So welcome back, episode 56. And
5'6",
5'6".
5'6".
What do we? And you're the one that did all this today. So what do we got here?
Yeah, so for drinks today, we're just kind of doing a true mead to mead, apples to apples, if you will.
So are you saying that we're going rating? Are we going to get our Viking on?
We're getting our Viking on. We're getting our Texas Viking on. So this is a donation, not only just a donation from 5G Farm, Texas. So shout out to them. It's their second donation. This is actually their mead, their personal recipe, what they make on their farm and drink. And so they
Did they come up to you and say this is?
He's not selling it at this point, but it's something that they're
Did he
working
come up
on.
to you and say this is mead?
No, we were just talking about it. We were talking about the show, and he listens to the show, and he thought it'd be kind of cool to do this.
Yeah.
The problem is, this is my fault, is I don't remember which flavor is which bottle.
Well, are we going to taste both?
Yeah, we're going to taste both,
So
so it
then
doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Do you remember what the flavors were?
I want to say one is traditional, and then the other one I think is a cherry mead. I could be wrong. We'll find out. But Samsonite.
So you're saying that you lost which one was the cherry?
Yes.
You lost,
I'm going to guess the amber bottle is the fruit-flavored one, and then the clear
you
bottle
lost
is
the
the
you
standard
lost the
mead.
cherry.
Yeah, you lost the cherry.
Well, I mean, he's been married how long and has how many kids?
Hey,
Yeah.
he was deployed for some of that.
Red card based on principle.
Oh, sadly, that is so true for so many of our soldiers and Marines and airmen and sailors.
Tom, I just got the news. My girl's pregnant. Son, you've been deployed for 7 months. I know. I'm going to be a dad.
Crazy.
You know what? Was it one of those dependopotamos pussies?
Yeah, the dependopotamos is. I don't know. The Wicked Hen was not a dependopotamos, but there's a lot of my surface
No.
guys that
And
absolutely had
this,
those.
this was obviously just
Yeah.
a joke. I did
So,
not mean this.
One of my
anything
favorite memes
towards
in life
Wicked
is
Hen.
the young Marine who's got his little mosquito wing E2 stripe. That's a PFC in the core, right?
Is he
one
getting
stripe?
is he getting the yellow Camaro from the used car lot?
No. He's standing outside of a strip club, and there's a woman who's smoking, and she says,
Did she
"I know
fall
we,
in love with him?
Yeah, I know we just met last night, but I'm 3 months pregnant, and it's yours."
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So
Man, your crayons taste different.
I'm sure the car lot will throw a car seat in when he
Oh.
said that used Camaro with 150,000 miles on it outside of base.
It's a 1-year-old Camaro with 150,000
Yeah,
miles on it.
it's great. It's great.
I'm sure it wasn't driven hard at all.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This is fine.
22% interest is normal.
Now you want this with 22% interest on a 48-month lease.
Yeah, and the good news
That's
is,
what
you
want.
just you're in the military, so they'll guarantee the payments.
Yeah.
So no problem.
Yeah.
I guarantee.
Guarantee.
All right. So then let's break into this mead here.
So
See,
which-
and if you look, I know y'all can't see
Yeah.
it. So I've got my cool Viking
Yeah, you got your
mug
Viking
here.
mug, so you're totally ready.
So I actually literally get to drink out of.
I should have brought my
out of
horn. I got a
skull.
Mead mug at the house. I should have brought it. Made out
Should
of a
have.
horn. So
I guess I get to have the cool glass tonight. But the really cool glasses are these acid etched glasses that you can get from giftedchicken.com, home of all your beard bath, body care, and glassware needs. So since they're acid etched, they are dishwasher safe.
man, I put that on the logo and glassware needs.
Representing
And-
every branch of the U.S. military
Except
except
the
Space
Space
Force.
Force.
Yeah, I just no, I'm not.
But that being said, they're locally owned and operated right here in North Texas. So make sure you go to giftedchicken.com. You can check out some of the glassware that we always talk about.
Maybe Space Force will grow on Gifted Chicken there. I don't know.
Hey, they have their first recruits in basic training now.
Yeah, they're still going to Air Force basic training though. They're blended.
Make sure to open it in
It's
front of
Space
the
Force.
Yeah, but they're
microphones,
blended
guys.
with the Air
It's
Force.
Space
guys.
Force.
Yeah, okay, Space Force. Guardians, that's what they're called.
Of the
They
Galaxy.
totally missed it. They should have called them Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, where they lost me on it is
I don't know how to
the Star Trek emblem.
You put it below the microphone so our listeners can hear it,
I don't. How did you do that?
and then you pull the bottom tab towards you.
Okay, well he's already opened his.
And he also did it in front of the microphone.
Yeah, I know, but now we have
Oh,
to
wow.
do his first.
That smells good.
All right, let me see this. So is this the cherry one?
I think this is the fruity one.
This is definitely fruit.
All right, let's
Sorry, 5G, if it's not cherry. That's what I
let me
remember you saying.
let me do the Sleepy Joe Biden sniff test here.
Just don't give it COVID. We'll get to that later.
Oh, that actually smells really good.
Does.
I'm pretty sure
Smells
that's
awesome.
the cherry one. Yeah.
Yeah, that smells
So,
awesome.
All right. Well, you know what? Let me pass over my glass to the Morals here. She's going to be distributing this since we have limited supply. It's a nice color.
It's a nice dark color.
It's a nice dark color. Yeah. It's almost as dark as the Viking blood one that we had.
Yeah. That's
dig
going to be
it.
a hard one to...
Now that's going to be a hard one to ever beat.
That's a hard one to top right there.
There was one that we had that was good though.
We've had a couple of good ones. The only one that was not really that good was that one
Texas
out of,
Renaissance.
the
one.
Texas Renaissance out
All
of
right,
Todd
so
Mission.
I'm not sure which one I got here.
You got the other one.
I got the other one, and I'm going to try to open this.
Again, for all our listeners, be jealous because you can't find this in stores right now. So
I did it.
this is something just
How do you keep? What? Gotta be smart.
It's like an old school mason
Dude,
jar.
it's
It
like
works the
it's-
same
it's-
way.
I need both.
It's the
of
bottles
you.
they've been using since like
I need both of y'all to
1895 or
seriously
something.
lower the tone of your voice with me right now.
because they're actually old school bottles.
Madman struggling with the bottle over here.
That's the traditional, and it smells really good.
That does smell really tasty.
Oh yeah! Wow, that does. You want to pour again?
Fill up the skull.
Oh, sorry. Get Madman on his skull one right there. So.
We're looking at the color first
And
before we
because,
pour in the
you know,
skull.
we're
Oh yeah, we gotta get the color variation. So.
yeah, this is like like straight off the 5G farms.
Now this is their recipe. It's not for sale, but it's the same color, isn't it?
We'll get some white light behind it here in a second.
All right, so it looks like the same
That's
color,
racist.
anyways. So I think you can hear the gurgle of the skull mead glass that Madman's rocking right now. So so
All right.
which one do we want to start out with?
Let's well, you opened yours first.
All
Let's
right.
hold on. She's getting
Oh, the color test. Yeah, sorry.
No, the cherries thick.
Well, again, I don't know if it's cherry. I mean, I think he
the
said
fruit,
cherry.
the fruity one.
Yeah.
The colors are about the same, but the fruit one has definitely got
It's like more dense or
Well, let's
something.
taste it.
All right. So here we go. Here's our Cluckage Clinkage. There we go. Let's see this. Let's take a sip of this. Oh, that's sweeter than I was expecting.
That's not cherry.
It's not cherry, but it's good.
apricot, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. More of an apricot.
Me too, because of my refined palate. I automatically
The
picked up.
Honky Tonk Bar Association judge says it. We think it's
It's sweet.
apricot.
I mean, it's definitely sweet. You can tell it's a
Yeah.
mead, and it's got that fruit flavor to it.
Don't know what it is exactly, but you know what? We'll sip on it through our first topic
Yep.
here.
And you can tell it's less filtered with the fruit in it. good stuff.
Yeah. That's why I was saying that it looks like it's more dense, is that you can tell that it's not
a little
quite as
cloudier.
filtered. So, all right. So
Fancy
we're going to
meatballs.
get into our first topic here. You ready for this? You want to
I'm
start?
ready.
You want to start or do you want me to start?
You know what? You go ahead and start on this one. So.
All right. So then I'm going to start the timer, and topic 1 starting now. Uprisings across the world against the governments.
Wow, you think that would be major news?
You'd think so. What really surprised me is that it's coming from Sri Lanka and the Netherlands. When's the last time you ever even heard about Sri Lanka?
Geography class, 10th grade.
See,
Yeah.
I forgot it even existed.
Thank you, Miss Richardson.
Sri Lanka.
But I mean, literally, have you read about this, Rooster?
Yeah, I've seen it. I mean, their protests are crazy. They stormed the Capitol. I mean, that had to be their darkest day in history, right?
Well played, Rooster.
So
well
after
played.
100 days of protest, they stormed the Capitol. I think it was yesterday or the day before. They were on their last day of petrol. That's what they call gas. They were on their last day of gas in the entire country. That they stormed the Capitol. They ousted the government officials. One of the main leaders, he got on his jet and he's I'm out of here. They seized government properties. They seized homes of the government officials. The debt for the entire country is up 101%. Now, here's what's staggering. We're griping right now because our inflation's so freaking high.
Yeah.
You know what theirs is?
Higher.
Can you take me higher?
Thank you, Wish.com, Eddie Vedder.
Thank you, Creed. That wasn't Vedder. That was Creed.
I said Wish.com, Eddie Vedder.
Oh, Wish.com.
Wow.
Come on.
Insults are allowed. I'll allow it.
Good job, Scott Stapp, a.k.a. Wish.com, Eddie Vedder.
I don't like it.
It's over 70% inflation. So it's absolutely crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm sure just like we scream USA, USA, they're like Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka. I don't know. They
something
seem
like
pretty mad about it.
But wasn't that you that told me about their production
Yeah.
dropping so bad?
You mentioned that they're 101% rise against their GDP and their debt. So they've got their national debt is risen by 101% compared to their exports. To kind of give you an idea of their exports, they are now down. Their tea production is down 20%.
And that was one of their.
That is their top exporter.
So that's like over $400 million.
$425 million
Yeah.
they are not making. And it's a small country. That's a lot of money. And then on top of that, their second crop is rice production. That's down $450 million. Wow. Yeah. So they're broke. They don't have fuel. They have food shortages. But yet their politicians live the life of luxury.
Never seen that happen anywhere before, like in Cuba or
But of
Venezuela
course,
or Russia.
politicians, they're totally open to hearing these things out. So they've instituted, military martial law, restricted social media usage.
Yeah.
And
They're
what else?
monitoring calls and texts.
Curfews. Yeah, listening to phone
curfews,
calls, all that neat stuff.
And,
So
and, it's funny you said the whole thing about the monitoring, all that, and then with the food shortages and yada yada. There's a little place that produces like 87% of all the
the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool one. So the Freaky Deaky Dutch, as I like to refer to them over there, they've gotten a little bit of angst going on. So in the Netherlands, so they're a little upset, and they were blocking highways in the capital and stuff like that with their farm equipment because apparently 87% of that country's populations are farmers or
ranchers.
They
farmers
grow
and ranchers,
livestock and farming. They're just in what they export in food to Europe is worth $26.8 billion.
Well, surely that wouldn't cause a food shortage.
This is where Western Europe gets its food.
Nah, that wouldn't cause a food shortage at all.
So the government has decided that they need a 70% reduction to meet their greenhouse goals or whatever the case may be. And so in order to get that 70% reduction, they needed a 30% seizure of all the farming stuff from the Netherlands.
That makes sense.
So 87% of the population is going to lose 30% of its income.
Yep.
Right off the bat. And their number one thing on that was livestock. So we got to get rid of all those pesky animals, all the stuff, the meat that people eat.
And I'm sure that has nothing to do with Bill Gates, putting in a bioengineered,
Well, he doesn't have to worry about that anymore because that problem handled itself.
I guess he doesn't have to worry about his bioengineered food mart.
Think about it. You got this large cattle farm, or we call them ranches, they call them farms. And then all of a sudden, Bill Gates opens this one-off superstore of fake meat and protein. At the same time, your government is saying, hey, you got to kill all your cows because, their flatulence is too much.
But, I'm not sure how, but it was just mysteriously, it's spontaneous
faulty
combustion.
Wiring, probably.
It's faulty wiring, spontaneous combustion. Oh, timer just went
Probably
off.
some of that Chinese drywall or something that came in.
All right, so the timer just went off. But, on a side topic, of all the people that I thought were going to fight the Great Reset and fight these oligarchs in power, the two countries I did not think even like remotely on my radar would have been the Netherlands and Sri Lanka.
But they have two things in common. They're both agriculture based, the majority of the population, and that is what they hit.
Yeah.
So it'd be like if they came after California and said, we're going to get rid of all of Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
You would see people in Facebook.
Or Texas with its cattle and oil.
Texas coming after oil and cattle kind of thing, which is coming at some point.
Oh, wait a second.
Probably.
It is? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to
happen. Or, if, like we did away with all of our own petroleum and energy independence.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I was living in the past there for a second. Anyway, what do you think about this Mead?
I like it.
This is good.
Yeah. I'm not a huge. I think it is apricot. I'm not a huge apricot guy, but it's a good mead.
Are you insinuating there are huge apricot guys?
Yeah, I think so.
There might be.
I worked with a guy. He used to just eat the dehydrated
apricots
apricots in the big bags and stuff like that as a snack. It was weird.
Moving right along.
Yeah, we didn't talk to
him. Hey, man, what you got there? Apricots. You know what? You have a good day.
You have a good day, buddy.
Whiskey and wine does not discriminate based on fruit choices.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We do.
It'd be better if you had like a bag of beef jerky or something.
What you got there? Beef jerky?
Oh, let me get a piece of that.
No, it's dried apricot.
Oh.
Did I say give me a piece of that?
I'm good.
What I meant to say was I'm allergic to things I don't like, so I can't.
You have to take at least one no thank you bite.
What is this no thank you bite? What is this crap?
No, I don't.
So just like with the kids, we make them take at least one bite of each thing, and then if they don't like it, they're allowed to say
To
no
any
thank
children
you.
listening, when you're an adult, you don't have to do that.
Whenever you're an adult, you can just you can literally just get
say
bacon
no.
anytime you want. You can go get a birthday cake, and you don't even have to have a birthday. You can just go get the cake.
Yeah.
So kids, whenever you get 18, you don't have to.
Hopefully, they'll still be bacon.
Plant-based bacon.
Yeah, plant-based bacon made out of grasshoppers or
crickets or something.
Crickets.
Don't even say that thing out loud. That
Wheatgrass.
talks it into existence.
Was that Parks and Rec episode where?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was
goes
thinking.
to the health
This is
store?
100% meatless bacon. Would you like chop piece? Yes, I
please.
would. Throws in the trash. Another, please. Throws in the trash. Another, please.
It's good stuff.
I don't think that I can. What are you doing? I just want to make sure no one ever has to eat this.
It's good stuff.
All right. So yeah,
you ready to take-
I like it. It's I'm not sure exactly which fruit is in it,
Yeah.
but
taste the next
it's a little different. Yeah, I got my skull ready.
Skull.
Skull. All right, so get our
Cluckage,
Cluckage.
cluckage.
Let's take a sip here. Got mine by the ram horn.
Oh yeah,
That is good.
that is good.
That is really
That
good.
is really, really good.
I would say it's just as sweet, but I think it's better without the fruit flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let's get into the second topic, and then we'll come back and we'll do some side by sides.
All right. So second topic.
What was the second topic? I know that we had some others.
So the second topic is So we've got this little bit of a heat wave.
Timer started.
We've got this little bit of a heat wave going on. I don't know if anybody's noticed. It's like a terrarium at Casa de Rooster.
Are you over there? Is the wicked hen over there like molting and shedding?
Oh,
her
dude,
skin?
I'll tell you what, man. Owning a 2-story house in the state of Texas, an older house, is just a bad idea in the summer in Texas.
Well, good thing is that ERCOT's trying to figure out how to convince us that 95 is perfectly acceptable to set your household AC.
I try to set as low as I can, and it's still a terrarium in my second story. So, and we've been having electrical issues with the anyways, because it's in an older house. But anyways, but just so everybody knows, there is a nice positive spin because we're all hearing that this extreme heat wave we've got is all climate change. It's doom and gloom. The world is going to end.
Yeah, it is.
Blah blah blah.
It has nothing to do also with like that we've increased the number of concrete buildings or anything like that.
Yeah, no, all the concrete, the tall buildings, blah, blah. But no. So just know that, believe it or not, this is not the worst heat wave in modern history.
No, I'm pretty sure that would have been in 1945 in Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Red.
Oh, that's so
card
wrong.
Straight to red.
No,
that's what happened. They went straight to red.
If they had recorded the temperature,
Out.
maybe. But no. So believe it or not, in 1936, we saw a very almost identical heat wave, and it started just like this one did with droughts on the West Coast from Washington down through California. So without the moisture in the soil stays warmer, and that creates the air to become hotter, and then it shoves it off to the grasslands.
Too, yeah.
And then we get from all the way to the Gulf of Mexico all the way up into Canada, we get this huge heat wave that we're seeing right now.
Oh, is this the one that because of the way the Gulf streams are, it basically acted like a convection oven coming from the north?
Correct. So we're basically standing in front of the oven that's open, kind of a deal. But here's the reason I bring it up is because they've already ruled when that thing happened, and even in talking about it in history, they've ruled out that there was no climate crisis back then. That was not a climate change because vehicles weren't heavy use. I mean, it was really rural in a lot of these areas where it happened.
Maybe we need to time travel.
Yeah.
Have AOC go back.
Plus, it was the Great Depression,
Deal.
so people couldn't afford those cars anyways. And it resulted in what they call the Dust Bowl. That led to a book in 1939 called The Grapes of Wrath.
Horse and buggy flatulence.
Yeah. So, but believe it or not, in Steele, North Dakota, it was 121 degrees.
Yeah, it was actually hotter in the grasslands than it was in Death Valley.
Correct. So from Texas up to Canada, it was hotter than the Mojave Desert.
Which is what we're seeing now.
Correct. So it's not the worst we've ever seen.
Bless you.
So it can be worse.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in 1980, we had the 42 straight days of over 100-degree heat, and it was like 69 or 70 for the whole summer. And then in 2011, we had the 39 straight days of over 100-degree heat, and I want to say that year was like 67.
Yeah,
like
67 total
days out of summer.
Yeah, that set the record.
No, the 1980 set the record.
Oh, no, I thought it was 67 days was the record. For
69.
69,
yeah.
But yeah, so it's been this hot before.
Yeah.
It'll be this hot again.
Is this a warning to Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
Well, maybe not them.
Negative.
They're our friends right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
But so it just to put it in perspective, I know everybody's like, it's climate change, it's the end of the world. It's not. They considered that part of the La Nina cycle back in 1936.
La Nina.
So each one of these things it has that either El Nino or that La Nina cycle.
All I can think of is the Chris Farley skit on
like
SNL.
I said, in reading it,
I'm El Nino.
In reading it,
it stands for
the
Nino.
So what really needs to happen is the West Coast needs to figure out their water reserves and get that crap handled, because when they go into their droughts and they run their lakes and rivers dry, they're screwing the rest of us.
Yeah.
So this is California's fault.
As we should have all figured out. Well, speaking of California, wasn't you and Jizzo talking about how this is like the lowest Lake Meads ever been out there?
Yeah. So it's been disappointing, that it's been so low. I was expecting a lot of mob bodies and stuff like that. A couple of them showed up, but
because we're drinking.
We found Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah. So they're not found Jimmy Hoffa, but yeah. So it's its lowest level since it's ever been opened. So that's absolutely contributed to it. And then people will probably say it's climate change. Honestly, it's overpopulation, and we already know back during the last
Well,
presidency.
luckily, Bill Gates is helping us
So
with
California has these wildfires that are always going. We know they mismanage their water. They just
that.
do.
No, timer just went off. They don't mismanage your water.
Yeah, they do. Remember when they put the ball pit stuff on the reservoir?
Nah.
That's only going to grow bacteria and other nasty stuff. I'm sure it's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
This is fine.
Fine.
And you know the thing about the overpopulation, that's one of the reasons that I'm so thankful that now Bill Gates is the second largest farm owner.
Yeah.
Or the largest farm owner.
Yeah.
In all of North America.
And they got rid of those Georgia Guidestones that were telling us to worry about
They
overpopulation.
mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Go.
What do we think about this mead?
It's good.
I love it.
I like it.
This one's a really good one.
I like it.
I dig it.
Love it.
You want to go ahead and do the first go back?
Let's
now?
do the first go back.
You want to? So let's go with the one that we're on now. Back to the
Correct. So
the other one.
the traditional to the fruit.
fruity. It's making me want to get the raid ships ready. Go and storm distant lands.
They're both super smooth. The fruity one is just a little bit more on the syrupy side.
This was saying it's a little. It's sweeter than the
Thicker.
first. Yeah, it's a little bit sweeter.
Well, you know what? Let's get into this next topic, and then we'll do the go back. How about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
it's our favorite topic. It's time for
The
big
FUs.
FUs
Stands for follow up.
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't stand for follow up.
So,
All
according to the
right,
FBI van outside, it does stand for follow up.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know how he's out there. I mean, he's got to have his car running the whole time.
It's me.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
That's not good for the environment.
It's not
Yeah, freaking government, just killing the environment.
just well.
Yeah.
You know,
Shame on you,
get,
FBI.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what do we have for some of our big FUs. Oh, because we've talked about some of her antics before, like the fake crying at the border when she wasn't there. I found it really funny that AOC was arrested.
What?
And so was Omar, and they had it all over their social media saying that we were arrested.
Yeah, so I saw the video. Man, she has got the smallest wrists.
Did you see her hands
Just came right on that wrist, and she put that hand up, waved at everybody,
did
thanked
the
them.
power. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if you saw it, but then it came out saying that no, they weren't arrested. They were only detained, and then they were
What?
let go.
So why would they tell people they were arrested?
That's a good question, Rooster. And for that, we need to look at what really happened. She wasn't arrested. She was placing her hands behind her back as a demonstration of how you should act to avoid police confrontation whenever they're arresting you.
Okay,
So
so
it's to
I
be-
just want to
it's
make
to
sure
be
I understand
safe.
this. So the squad or the five or whoever they are, and
Yeah.
the hardcore left leaners,
Yeah.
the younger generation Democrats. So they are now fully cooperate with the police.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah.
Okay, good, got it, awesome.
But they said they were arrested, but then they weren't arrested. They were only detained, and then they said, "Oh, well, we just misspoke. We were actually just showing how you should act to, make sure that there's not police violence."
Well, they
police
probably went to
brutality."
public school and they didn't understand the difference between detained and arrested.
I mean, I'm sure. I mean, AOC probably learned that, like when she was bartending.
Yeah, economist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
so I did like the fake cuff thing. That was pretty awesome.
Speaking of fakes, guess what?
Where in the world is
Kamala
Harris?
Harris? I'm going to give you a hint. It is not the border.
Well, I looked it up and you were wrong.
Oh,
the Atlantic
was?
Ocean is a border.
Oh, you know what? That is my.
This is North Carolina.
Yeah, she was in. Yeah,
She's going to speak to a fraternity.
yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, I
Speak
speak to a fraternity. I'm sure it'll be the perfect word salad that she's gotten so good at doing. And what we've become is what we need to keep doing.
in order to keep doing what we always have done.
Yes, and therefore we can continue to do it in the future.
And in the future, whenever it's done, they'll look back and say they did what they did, and they done what they did the right way to do what they did.
Sucks. Can't believe she might be the next president of the United States.
I don't know, because if you look, and this is something that I was really shocked whenever I saw that apparently right now 92% of the Democrats does not want anyone from this administration to actually
they're
run
going to
in
get challenged.
2024.
But the reason I said that she might be the next president is because, you know, if you've not heard this, she's in contact with the White House because Biden has COVID-19. He's suffering from the COVID.
I wouldn't say suffering.
Maybe from dementia, or he wouldn't remember it.
Well, yeah, he's not going to remember, so it's good either way. I mean, it's all said and done. If he gets through this bad boy, you are.
How are you going to yellow card that? He is not going to remember it.
Maybe he's trying to fake his own death to escape all the humiliation.
I don't think he's that bright.
I don't think he's that bright. You know?
He's not a yellow card.
Yeah. So,
But you know.
but the good news is he doesn't have cancer,
So he doesn't have
even
cancer.
though his speech said he had cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk us through that, Rooster. How did that
So
happen?
he
So
did his-
what happened was.
So he did another speech where he talks about growing up in Scranton, but you know he's getting confused now. I'm sure it's
Yeah.
the COVID.
Yeah.
So he did the speech where he talked about growing up in Scranton, where his mom had to drive him to school, and you could always tell when it was winter because you would have to use the windshield wipers to get the oil slick.
Yeah,
Off
and
of
he
the
was
vehicle.
and he was wrapped in asbestos. To keep
Yeah,
going.
and you know, like everybody else, the first time he gave this speech when he was running.
Wait, he gave
Well,
the exact
first time
same
it was
speech.
Yeah, he's given the speech a few times. The first time it was he got asthma. The second time it was when he was a kid in Delaware, and he got cancer like everybody else did.
And then the third time,
Oil slick was the same,
The third
though.
time is whenever he was entitled to financial compensation because of mesothelioma.
And I bet he stayed at a Holiday Inn last night.
No, because if it was Holiday Inn Express, he'd
Yeah.
be smarter.
So yeah, he's all over the place. But then again, we've known he's been all over the place because there was this little time where he stated that if you have
if you had
what was it?
crack
Yeah,
the
just
size of a
small-
quarter,
size of a quarter, that's what it was.
the quarter of a dollar bill, that you would go straight to federal prison for 5 years. 5 years. And then, you know, for some reason, his son, every single time that he gets high or smokes or injects or is butt naked with some woman that he just met that he goes down to the beach, he's like, you know what?
So
This
Tuesday
would be a
through
good
Friday.
time to turn on the camera on my phone.
Well, he's a winner, and winners do what they want, and he needs to document all of his shenanigans.
Okay, so here's just a theory. What if Hunter actually is on our side and he's trying to get his dad impeached?
It's possible, but
I mean, he did have him saved in his phone under the contacts as Pedo Pete.
That's true. That's true.
But you know, but then all of a sudden all that document from that laptop disappeared.
I don't know. My favorite video is the one with him bare ass wearing a bomber jacket
Yeah,
on the beach.
this woman just
butt
asked me to
naked from
come
the
down to
waist
the
down,
beach.
just stoned out of his mind,
don't know.
sweating.
I really like the one where that he was measuring the salt out for the spaghetti on a.
That was a pretty big salt rack. I think it was like 20 grams.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, moving on.
Special
Sorry.
spaghetti.
That was
Or he wrote
sad.
that book about how he illegally obtained that firearm by lying on the background check and then
Oh, yeah.
disposed of it at the elementary school.
Timer just went off.
No charges filed. Must be good to be son of the president of the United States, or as he calls him, the big guy.
The big guy. Although I do find it funny that, you know, he is tied to this company that just bought all these barrels of oil from. 1 second, I'm just typing some. Oh, it's me.
Yeah,
Suddenly, we're all on the list.
All right, so let's
that's not a new list.
wait a minute. Why is my dog on there? Dog didn't do anything.
Guilty.
How
by
do they know the dog's
association.
name?
My dog's name was Whiskey.
All right, going back.
All right, so we
we gotta do the go back
We
the
got
other
the
way.
fruity one.
Got the wrong one.
Got the fruity one. Then we got the traditional. Let me grab my skull here. Okay, some my thoughts. Neither one of them leaves you prickly on the insides.
Truth.
That is true.
I'm going to go with the traditional. And the only reason I'm going with the traditional is that even though that they are both great, the fruity one is a little bit more syrupy and it's a little bit more sweeter than what I prefer. That being said, it is still very good. I would love to be able to try this traditional against the other, the same company that did Viking Blood, but they're traditional, not the
one that we did.
yeah. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to cough right there. I was trying to choke on the mead. This is way better than a bunch of the other ones that we've tried. I would like to compare this one to the one from the Viking Blood. Hands down, this is the best craft mead that we've had so far. So yeah, I'm going to go with the traditional.
Cool. Morris, you want to go? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm going to go with the traditional. Like what I didn't like about the Texas Renaissance Fair one from Todd Mission was it was too sweet. It was almost like a bit of honey kind of thing.
Yeah.
This one is not as sweet as that one. That one is still far worse. But yeah, so I like the traditional because it's what a mead should taste like.
Yeah.
It's sweet, but not.
It's honey. It's got some floral.
Sweet. It's got some bite to it.
I'm right there with you.
But it's still mellow, so it doesn't burn the back of your throat or anything crazy like that. So that one's a good one.
You could definitely drink this on your way to a raid
I would say
party.
that the Viking Blood is still my favored on all of them.
You don't know they could have been drinking something like this. I mean, they actually were very, very caring whenever they liberated several of those churches from all of their golden riches that were holding those monks down.
Liberated them from.
So I would actually suggest, because 5G doesn't actually sell this right now, I would think my opinion is it's good enough that he should
sell it.
He should be labeling it and going through the licensing and just start selling this out of his farm, farm store.
Absolutely. This is 100% sellable.
Traditionally, definitely, if he's listing, you're going to make some money on it.
Yeah, this is really good. But now, there's one opinion we need to get, and it's from our American Honky Tonk Bar Association guru right here. Whenever she does some of this stuff, I don't know if you realize this, but whenever she was gone to Houston, she actually reached full nirvana inside the American Honky Tonk Bar Association.
Dude, that was a really long way of saying morals.
Yeah.
It's a really long definition.
Yeah.
My vote is also the traditional for all of the reasons that you both stated. It's mildly less sweet. After the go back each direction, you can really taste the difference in the sweetness.
Said go back.
The fruit infused mead.
Infused. That's a good word right there.
Yeah, so that's how we know that she's reached
The fruit infused
That's higher
mead
education.
is
she must be impotent.
a little bit more syrupy. You can tell it's not as filtered intentionally. It definitely serves its purpose. It's a thicker mead.
Yeah, it is.
For general sippage
Sippage.
and
sippage
general
this thicker mead.
pillage, I would go for
Pillage and plunder.
the traditional mead.
I prefer to say liberate. We were liberating them of their gold and fine jewelry and the pretty women.
But pillage goes with sippage.
Does it? And this was episode 56. This was episode 56 of Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, in a world full of chickens,
Be a rooster.
you're listening to Whiskey and Wine.
And morals.
Thanks for tuning in to Whiskey and Wine with the Rooster and the Madman. You can catch brand new episodes every Saturday at 4 p.m. on Deep Dallas Radio on Locked and Loaded with DJ Shane Guns.
Special thanks to our sponsor, GiftedChicken.com, home to all your beard, bath, and body care needs. Veteran owner and operator right here in North Texas. Remember to pick up a bottle of Overlord's Dungeon Oil. It's 100% all natural coconut oil.
Leaves you prickly on the insides.